Did you know you're one with God for eternity? Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family. Welcome.
Check, check.
It's good morning, one and all. I am Charlotte Hadley. I will be the platform assistant for today. And a big welcome and thank you to everybody for coming today. I know that today probably wasn't the easiest day for some, but this is a place we really need to be. I want to welcome those who are at home on Facebook. And if there are anybody who ventured out to meet us this morning, I welcome you too. So let's give yourself a nice round of applause. And it's time to, after you check in on Facebook, to please turn off your cell phones. That would be very much appreciated. I guess then I want to introduce to you our very special guest speaker today, Beth Lynch. And I found it very interesting. The other day I walked into Reverend Clive's office and I saw a book. I says, oh, I've read that book. Oh, she's going to be our guest speaker. And I read the book probably a good 6-8 months ago. And I was delighted. I liked it. That's all I can say. I'm not doing a plug for Beth, but I really enjoyed it. And you'll see what it is soon after the workshop, and hopefully everybody that can will please attend the workshop because it's going to be good. So Beth, she's having the workshop. She's also having a book signing. She is a medium and spiritual life coach, best-selling author, and founder of Inner Light Teaching. She'll talk about the topics of mediumship and spirituality, attraction, grief, and how to tap into our individual inner medium and use it as a tool for our everyday life and living. And I am, again, very interested in that workshop. So it's time for our prayer this morning. With happy hearts, we come together lovingly, joyfully, welcoming and embracing each and all, those in person and online, into the fellowship and community of our Unity Spiritual Center of Vero Beach Sunday celebration service. We claim for all the blessings of knowing God's presence and power and the demonstration of divine grace and good in us, in our lives, and the world today. And we say, thank you, God, and so it is. Turn it over to you. Our music team is going to do our congregational song. So everybody's going to stand.
Yeah, if you can stand.
And you'll see the words on the monitors here, and we're all going to go to a higher place
It's
today.
higher place, baby girl, higher place.
Okay.
Let's feel it.
Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising rising to a higher place. No more forward, no more backward, no more spinning around and around. My life is moving ever upward, my feet are leaving the ground. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. No more downward, no more darkness, no more wondering the point of it all. My life is destined, oh, for greatness. My soul has answered the call. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, far beyond this time and space. Up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Higher place, higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place.
Woo-hoo.
Can you feel it?
Thank you to our wonderful music team this morning. And now for our announcements. So I don't forget, George has asked to come up for a minute to just remind you of one announcement.
Hi guys, just want to, barring any natural disasters, have a meeting on Thursday. Obviously, we put it off a week. And so this is the Course of Miracles, and the meeting in the room across from the bathrooms. And if you're interested in removing the awareness, how does that go? What? Thank you. Removing the blocks to love. Thank you very much. That's part of our introduction. We don't get from the introduction. So if you want to be a charter member, come Thursday night. Okay?
Thanks, George. So let's start off with Reverend Clyde's Integral Life Workshop Series on November 3rd at 12:30 in the chapel. The topic is Show Up. So please show up. And as usual, before these, we have a potluck that has been very successful. We had a bunch of really great cooks in here. So we will have the potluck and then the very informative workshop. And like I said, as Beth is having her workshop at 11:30 after the service in the chapel, and it is $20, well worth it. We already talked about the Course in Miracles. The Oktoberfest, unfortunately, was canceled, will be rescheduled, and the food, it will be bratwurst, roast pork, sauerkraut, potatoes, and vegan options. Fun and games, $20 per person, and the tickets are on sale in the Zen Den, but date to be announced later. So our soup bowl Thursday is November 7th from 11:30 to 1:30. And this supports the Samaritan Center. We've been doing this for years, including all through COVID. You can donate soup or come and purchase a bowl of soup for $5 or a quart for $15. And we would please request people to sign up to donate soup. And on Friday, November 22nd at 6:30, Reverend Clive and the Board of Trustees are going to honor the volunteers, teams, the SEE Certified Teacher Program participants, and our Beautification Project helpers and contributors, that's probably most of you in this room. So please come and honor yourself. And your name, there is a sheet that's out in the lobby that if you want a name tag, please sign up, but you may not get it right away because we need like 8 at a time. So But just please sign up, and you will eventually get a name tag. And also for Reverend Clive's workshop, there is a sign-up sheet there too, so please. You all know how good that is. And I believe next on our agenda, we have our affirmations. That should be up here. Are they up there? They will be. Okay, do we know them by heart? Okay, at Unity Spiritual Center of Vero Beach, we value love, faith, integrity, stewardship, and joy. Our vision, centered in love, we create a world of harmony, abundance, and gratitude. Our mission, teaching, loving, and inspiring people to be all they are created to be. And our chaplain for today is going to be Sheila Ross, and Lolita is her backup. So these are your chaplains. So Sheila will be coming up and reading the daily word. Come on. Thanks, Sheila.
Thank you, Charlotte. This morning, I'd first of all like to draw your attention to the Christ light candle. It represents what is always present in us, the Christ light. And I would like to remind you about the prayer box out front so that if you have any written prayer requests, you can put them in there. They are prayed over at the 9 o'clock service every Sunday and by the prayer ministry during the week. And now I would like to read the daily word, which is belong. As spiritual beings, we are all belonging in the heart of God. A true sense of belonging is one of the best feelings in the world. It's knowing I am at home, fully accepted just as I am, and valued for my contributions. Today I celebrate my belonging as a divine being, a child of God. No matter my station in life, my personal history, or my particular circumstances, I am a valued member of the human family. I extend this understanding to all others. I look beyond appearances and even my own preconceived notions to see my fellow divine beings. I honor their unique gifts, just as I would want them to honor mine. We belong together. We belong to one another. We all belong to the family of God. From the scripture, John 17:20-21. I ask not only on behalf of these, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one. I will repeat again our affirmation. As spiritual beings, we all belong in the heart of God. Thank you.
Hello, hello. There we go.
Now you are.
Peter and I are going to share the light of love, which is about family and perfect.
The light of love, it shines brighter, a little brighter every day. It is the light of our Father and Mother, illuminating peace and love and joy abide. The Prince of Peace came to earth once in a costume of flesh and bone. It was to teach us that we're spirits and to show us the sure way home. The Prince of Peace is our brother. We know him by the name of Christ, and he tells us that we're safe here in this illusion that's our lives. The voice of love, it speaks to us now. It is the Holy Spirit's voice. It tells us that we are God's children. We can come home, it's our choice. The song of joy is all around us. It is a song of angels near. They sing of love, of the Father and of their light which shines right here. The light of love, it shines brighter, a little brighter every day. It is the light of our Father and Mother, illuminating our way. Illuminating our way. Illuminating our way.
Thank you.
Thank you again, our wonderful music team. And now I'm going to introduce Beth Lynch, and very excited about what she has to say. And I just want to tell you, if I get up before she's finished, it's because she's going a little longer than she should. So, just a warning. I'll let you know, Beth.
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me, having me here, and thank you for reading my book. And yeah, because that book is about everything I've learned as a spiritual medium in the last almost 30 years. I lived most of my life before that feeling I would die at 32. I had no idea why I felt that, but I did have faith. I believed in Jesus. I would see him as a little girl. He was my friend. I thought, isn't everybody talking to him? No, not everybody chooses him or talks to him, but that was my space, and it brought me a lot of strength and a sense of security about the world. And at 32, my mother died. My father died 3 years before her. I woke from a dream being told she was dead, and I could see gray walls and people running back and forth. It was 3:15 a.m. I was crying when I woke, and that was 31 years ago now. My mother was on the Amtrak train in Mobile, Alabama, and she had died in that moment. I woke from a dream. How does that happen? Well, when you wake up in the morning and you hear it on the news before anyone can even get to you, you remember your dream, you know something has happened bigger than what you could have ever thought of or experienced on, you know. I was 32. when that happened. So a part of me died. I proceeded to be angry at God, wonder why God, why this, why that, all the questions that come in. Why am I even here? If this is the pain we go through, grief, as many come to me in grief, I know the feeling of grief. I've worked with many people. Some say I haven't lost anybody yet. I say, you are blessed. You are blessed, but there is always a day. And when I went to a medium a year later, she said to me, young lady, you're not using your gifts and abilities, and your mother's telling me she's going to help you. And I'm like, no, this is not what I want to hear right now. I was a good hairdresser. Don't mess up my whole world. I just want to know if my mom's okay, and my dad. And but I proceeded to listen to her and proceeded to go through an experience, a very spiritual experience, in that moment that awakened me. The light wasn't on bright, but it was flicked. Something changed in me. She said things there was no way. My mother, would have said, she just didn't know. So I left there with a curiosity. And it's something in just the few minutes I've been here prior to doing this, there is so much curiosity about mediumship. And we're all mediums, because guess what? We're all mediating between our spirit, our higher self, and ourself, which I put in the category as personality, using this human body to go through these experiences. And grief is one that is the most probably challenging, hardest, and if it isn't through death, it can be through, a life-changing experience. It can be through, financial, there's so many things we can grieve, okay? And when we understand that as a spiritual and a human being, these things are going to be, this is duality. But there's a part of us, and I call the spirit, that is, and let's go into the energy of this and the law of attraction. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Thank you, Mr. Tesla. I can't get credit for that. But I remember reading that quote somewhere in the journey of wanting to understand more about life, that it made me emotional. It made me want to cry reading that quote. And I was, is that making me emotional? Little did I know as I went along my journey that other things were going to be happening in my own personal meditation time, and then reading about it, a couple of days later going, how did I know that? We've all had these experiences. This is who we are as spiritual and human beings. And one of the, I think, definitions, I had to be very comfortable with the definition medium. When I realized in the 2 years after that initial meeting with that medium that I actually was going to be doing and helping others, I remember saying to one of my mentors, how do I take on that responsibility? And he said, and this was at Delphi University in Georgia, and he said, it's not a responsibility. You're responding to your abilities. And you can take that quote, I don't know if that was his quote or he read it somewhere, I don't know, but that quote, everyone, take it with you and know that you are responding to your abilities as a spiritual and a human being in everything you do. So let's go back to what being a spiritual being is. This is where I've become comfortable with this definition. In our spiritual nature, the highest frequency we can express in as a human being is our spiritual nature. It is our intuitive nature. Our intuition is, yes, our connection to the divine, to God, the universe, to one another. Look at the unity. This is called unity. This is a union, right? Our spiritual and our self, our personality, this is a desire we have to be in union with one another. But we have to start with ourselves first, every day. And the spiritual nature, again, is the intuitive nature. It's what gives, the antenna, the microphone, all right? And you're going to feel that message. You're going to feel that knowing. And then it is also your creative nature. So your spirit holds intuition, creativity, compassion beyond human levels. And who taught us that? Jesus taught us that. That was the compassion beyond the human potential in those moments. And many experiences we see that patience runs out, but compassion will not run out. It just won't. It's also how we communicate. Our spirit wants to communicate in the highest wisdom, the highest guidance. And it has a sense of humor. Oh my gosh. And it's amazing to me, humor, how much it heals. Because you know why? Humor raises frequency. It raises frequency. And that's what we're doing. Every moment we're thinking and feeling and frequencies are happening. That's a whole nother class. Well, that'll be in the workshop a little bit more. And then it's also, so it's our intuition, our creativity, our compassion, our connectedness, that oneness we feel. Everybody's been praying for somebody. If not your own home, in your own, what's around you this week, we've been praying for others. You know, we've all experienced that almost grief of what's happened because of these storms. And it can be down the line in so many things in our journey. You know, so, and then there's one other thing. What's the other thing I like? Creative, compassion, connectedness. Coping. How we cope emotionally through experiences. That's in our spiritual nature. You know, it's the personality. You know the personality. Oh, ego. We know ego, personality. But the personality needs the spirit, our own spiritual energy, to function here, to survive here, to be beyond the physical and be above. And there's where the mediumship comes in. We all are mediums, mediators between our spirit and ourself. They just want to hang out. They want to be in union together. And when you devote to that every day, something, every single day, it's nature. It's out. Look, I can't stop looking at the birds. It's there, something that raises your frequency and allows this union. Wake up in the morning and say, hey, let's hang out together. I don't know, say something. Say something that makes you say, we're going to walk together. I had a vision of my higher self once. And you know, when spirits come in, they look very etheric, very much like a hologram. And that's how I've seen them. Like if I'm, we were having a little chat, and I had a couple little things. It's like a hologram. And, well, that makes sense. It's a higher frequency. So it's not going to be as dense as the physical matter that we are as in spirit and or self and physical, right? So it's a very beautiful thing. So just imagine, I had it in a meditation once where I had looked at my tattoos and I had said, I really like these tattoos. These two especially, my rose and my third eye. I'm going to miss them when I'm in spirit because I won't have skin, so I won't have my tattoos. Okay, oh well. Had a little dialogue with myself and kind of laughed that I even was thinking it, but oh well. And next day I was in my just 10-minute meditation time that I give to go into my own light, move everything away and just be. And I saw this energy by a stream going, wee. And I could see the back of her and she's going, wee. And I could see the water and I'm like, oh, who is that? Is that a spirit guide? I'm getting excited. I'm seeing one of my spirit guides. I really didn't. I just know I'm seeing this. And all of a sudden, it was like a zoom went into the arm of her. And I saw these all in glitter. And I went, oh my God. And then she turned sideways just enough for me to see that profile, that Italian nose I got. And there was me. And she smiled at me. And I'm like, and I knew it was my higher self. At this point, tears were coming down my eyes. And this is the point. We all have an ability to connect to that aspect of our consciousness of who we are, the higher self, because that's your connectedness. That's your self. Your self needs your higher self. Okay, it needs it. It really deserves it. I like to take the word need, change it to deserve all the time. Because when you say you need something, you're dropping frequency. When you say I deserve, you're raising frequency. It shifts the vibration. Because no matter what you're thinking and feeling, everything is going, we wonder why we're confused sometimes, right? Okay, well, we're sending out a mixed signal all the time. You got to get to the channel. And the spirit is in the highest channel possible, the divine channel, heaven channel. You can call it what you want, okay? So where the mediumship comes in is the medium is the mediator between the spirit and the self. It's kind of that it's the telephone operator, So even when spirit brings messages in to people, the messages, I often say, are so simple, it like even surprises me, like the simplicity, but the power in that and the emotion that someone feels when they're in connection with a loved one in spirit. or a divine, you know, the divine or your highest self. But this is a very personal experience first. You first, your spirit, yourself. A union to that is so important. That's your purpose. That's what I've been told purpose is. A lot of people are still searching for purpose. I remember asking, what's my purpose? Why am I here? It's always a question. It's always a question, but we never slow down enough to let the intuitive nature bring in that answer. And that's where meditation comes into play. Because when you meditate, you're mediating. You're allowing a mediation to take place between spirit and self. All right? And your spirit is like very comfortable with, you know, like the emotion that is felt in these times. When you're getting a message for someone who's lost whoever, you know, children, whatever the title is, it's such an emotional message. And grief does, I don't like the word block, it's not one of my words, but it does make it hard to feel your own loved one in spirit. Someone was sharing with me they're getting messages. Those are signs. Those signs don't stop. I've been getting them for 31 years, and it's not because I'm a practicing medium. I was getting them before that. I was getting them as a little girl. I didn't know what they meant because I didn't understand it. And I think that's part of the journey, the understanding. But imagine, like, when children are taught, you know, you're seeing it now. Children are saying, you know, the sister in heaven. They didn't even know they had a sister in heaven. There was a miscarriage. I mean, you see so many things now that are showing and proving, for lack of a better word, proving, that there is something beautiful and divine and eternal in who we are. And it's going to continue to exist until we go up the staircase. And they're all there, and what a party we have. But in between time, it is sad. It's hard. It's challenging. But when we accept that when you're in connection with your spirit, that part of you will support it. It will support the self, the personality, in the experience. And the inner medium in you is the mediator of that. Yes, trust it. Trust it, self. Trust it. It's okay. It's okay to question. It's okay to wonder. It's okay to be curious. I think all of these things lead us to that. I was always curious. You know, I was always, why do I feel what I feel? Why do I feel too much? I was always told I was over emotional. Oh my goodness. Now it's like, yeah, thank God. We have to feel those emotions. We don't allow, you know, as a species, we've kind of lost the ability to feel. There are a lot of reasons for that I could get into, but we'd be here till tomorrow. But I'm always willing to talk about it. We have to trust that we are a thinking, feeling species. Our thoughts are very important. Your thoughts right now you're having are important. I don't like that girl. I wish she wasn't here today. I don't feel any swords coming up, but you know, that's okay. And sometimes even hearing these conversations gives you anxiety. It can give you anxiety for someone to be talking about light and spirit. And that's because energy's moving. Guess what anxiety is according to the spirit world? Oh. Energy trying to go up in frequency. The nervous system is having a response. It's going to go through every sensor in your body. Let it. But immediately allow your spirit to support that moment. So if somebody must deal with anxiety. Maybe somebody's having it right now. I wasn't planning on talking about that. It always comes up somewhere along the line. But yeah, it's just so, you know, breathe slow. The breath, we're going to do a little meditation shortly. How am I doing on time here, Brian?
You're fine.
I'm good? Okay.
You're good.
I love to meditate. I love to guide meditation. And I imagine prayer is meditation, so you've all meditated, whether you know it or not, right? Some people say, I can't do it. I try. I used to do that. I used to say, I try. I can't stop thinking. We're not supposed to stop thinking. We think. That's what we do. But we can slow those thoughts down enough where divine guidance or wisdom or a vision can come in. Because once the channel's there, all you're doing is turning the channel up. So that's what anxiety is. It's trying to go up in frequency. And there is a resistance. We're human. We resist. But when we know we have an ability within ourselves, our hearts, our spiritual nature will support that enough to move you. Most people, when they go into a meditation practice and they stay diligent with it, And it's not hard, and I'll show you that. And you all have meditated, so I know it's not new to you. And there's different ways, but I think some of the basics are intention and breath. Start there. The breath is so important. And then you start to slow down. And the nervous system in 30 seconds to 3 minutes will get the signal. And then it'll start doing it for you. And that's when you feel the difference. You feel that difference. Because you've just allowed low frequency emotions, hard emotions, grief, pain, sadness, fear, worry, all those things to go up into a higher vibration. And then you're going to lock into that channel. And that is a very natural mechanism. Prayer does that. Prayer does. On earth as it is in heaven. Yep, I tattooed it on my shoulder. Because if we see on earth as we do in heaven, or in our higher nature, or spiritual nature, our world would be different. But we can only start with our own first. And we carry that. We carry that around with us, And I don't know, somebody's making me say apples right now. What the heck's going on? Somebody's showing me apples up there. It's not the best time to start channeling. I wasn't here for that right now, not officially, I don't think. But I am seeing a lot of apples. So if someone has an apple story in their family, it really means a lot. Trust me, it's yours. So when we see that, as mediums, it's all in you. And these moments that you take for yourself in prayer or meditation are just going to make that more natural for you. A lot of people that I've worked with, a lot of people, they want to develop it themselves. And I'm like, okay, we go through a little program. How's your meditation? Well, I'm like, 5 minutes will change everything. Your energy field will get very comfortable in that frequency. It will wake up in that frequency. It'll sleep in that frequency. And that's why your own devotion to union with self and spirit and self, I like to put spirit first, not self, is so important for you. Every day, something. Like I said, nature, the sound of silence, just turning off everything and breathing slowly, re-energizes you, opens your intuition, brings you to a place of peace. Everybody wants peace. Everybody wants peace in something. Sometimes you have a situation that just needs a lot more peace. Put that out there. I share peace with this situation. I choose to be in peace in this situation. Be careful of questions, too many of them, or staying in them too long. Make them a statement. This is where your inner medium, you're becoming the mediator between how you're going to respond emotionally. And your spirit is saying, I'm here. I'm with you. You got this. And you take a breath, and you get a knowing, or you get an answer, or you get a feeling, or you get that phone call. Don't ask for the lotto. It hasn't happened in 30 years. It's not going to start now. But everyone says that. Well, how come you can't get lotto numbers? Is someone thinking that out there? And I'm like, I don't know, they're just not coming, so leave it alone. Oh, no, that's just a funny part of this. And because people do ask you that. The other thing is the faith that you have in yourself. Faith in yourself is so important. There are a lot of people, when I'm working with people, that will say, well, I don't love myself. I have no faith in anything and I'm like, no, take a breath. Choose to have faith in yourself. Choose to love yourself. People even say with anxiety, well, I get anxiety all the time. I go, well, you just invited it to lunch and dinner. No, don't say I have. Say I choose to release from the energy that creates this condition. You've said it. Write it down, put it on your refrigerator, put it somewhere where you will say it and breathe slowly. That's all of 30 to 45 seconds. Don't tell me you don't have time. You all go to bed and put your head down on the pillow, thinking about stuff. That's the best time, because the subconscious is going to take it in. And it works. I practice it. And I have for 30 years. And yes, again, there was times where but that was before the 30-year mark, where I tried. And every day, if you give yourself that gift of just being with your highest self and your self, you're going to start to see the shifts quick. This is not, I got to do this for 6 months, I got to do it right, and then it's going to work. No, it's immediate. I always say it's 3 seconds, 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 weeks for manifestation. Because, you know, we got to let the physical world catch up. So sometimes it needs a few weeks, you know, in some of those bigger matters, tangible, selling houses, buying houses, things like that. When we trust that if we put the energy out, it's going to happen, there's some magic behind that. We are all wanting to feel that sense of peace, that mysticism, that magic. And that's all being open to understanding mediumship is. Be the mediator. You are the mediator. And some people want to take it further to help others. You know, I remember being afraid of, like I said, it's not a responsibility, you're responding to an ability. That changed a lot of the pressure. I put my hair cutting scissors down and away I went. Whew. That was 30 years ago. 32, somewhere in there. But anyways, it's, you know, not everybody's going to go to that level with this, but that's what's so important is working with it yourself. And I even say change the word work. You see how I change my wording. It's devotion. Be devoted to it. You know, a lot of people say, I'm trying. Take a breath and say, no, I'm not trying. I am in motion with this. Amen. Amen, right? Trying's a scary word. It's a very low frequency word, and it really will separate. You know, separate you from any moments of peace and knowing that you could have had already. You know, or I can't. You know, you can. You can. Trust you can. So I don't know. Can I ask if anybody has any questions or go right into meditation right now? Because that's a good, I'm feeling the meditation moment. Okay. Okay. So we are going to go into meditation. What I say is adjust yourself physically and you're going to close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just find a place to gaze at, something to gaze at, or, you know, looking down on your lap, or, you know, something just to start to send the signal. And then what we're going to do is come into the breath. Now you're inhaling quietly, comfortably, but on your exhale, it's like you're blowing out a candle and being careful. You're going to continue with those breaths, blowing out that candle and being careful. You want to let that exhale be to about a count of 6. So in your inner thought, just try to get that to a 6. And at this moment, I'm going to have you drop down to the lower belly area and give it permission to relax. We hold, we clench there. That's your emotional chakra, your emotional energy doorway. Just doing that every so often can really keep a movement, clarity, intuition. Back to that breath. Never change your rhythm. If I'm telling you to exhale like you're blowing out the candle and you're inhaling, please just let it be your inhale. Now any busy thoughts you might be having. Just imagine, which means see, feel, or know, that a big, beautiful cloud is floating from the left peripheral vision right in front of your eye. And this big, puffy cloud, see, feel, or know, is going to hold there for a moment. And on each exhale, all those busy thoughts are going to flow into that cloud. They might be words, letters, faces, knowings, past memories. It's okay. Whatever's going into the cloud at this moment is meant to. Now we're going to give that cloud permission to float away. So when you're ready for your next exhale, the cloud is going to start to go off to the right peripheral vision and up into the sky. And it's going higher and higher. Wherever you are with your breath, just slow it a little more. As that cloud passes through a starry sky. And that big white cloud is becoming smaller and smaller as it goes up. Through the stars. Till it completely disappears. And all that's left is that starry sky. And anytime you need a cloud for a thought you'd rather not be having right now, or a thought or a knowing situation you'd like to bless, just put it into the cloud. And let it drift up into that starry sky till it disappears. Now we're just going to go into a nice slow breath, still exhaling like you're blowing out that candle. And you're going to relax around the center forehead and the temples, just by being aware. The eyes, the eyelids, relax. As you flow down through your cheekbones, in your jawline. The muscles in your neck, relax. Drop your chin if you like a little bit. Releases them. Over your shoulders. All the muscles on your shoulders relax. And flows down through your arms, into your wrists, your hands, your fingers. All those tiny bones, tendons, and muscle fibers in your hands are relaxing. The lines of your fingerprints are fading. Slowing your breath, the lines of your fingerprints will disappear. You come back to your shoulders. Let that next inhale be just a little bit deeper. The exhale as well. Continue to blow out the candle. And drift down into the upper chest, upper back. To all these cells and systems. And down through the core. The lower back, lower belly. Maybe more relaxed than it was before. Maybe showing you to relax it more. Down through the muscles of the legs to the ankles. And into the feet. All those tiny bones and tendons, muscles. All the way into the toes, the arches and heels. Relax. Every cell and every system in your being recognizes your presence and begins to relax even more. You bring your awareness now to the inner light of your heart. See, feel, or know you are one with it. This light, like a spark to a flame, illuminates a glow. And this glow of light energy begins to flow through you. You breathe it up around your shoulders and down through your arms into your palms. And each palm will hold a heart light. Whatever color is fine. From your heart, this light energy comes down through the torso, the legs, the soles of the feet. And And the light energy from your heart, you breathe it up behind your eyes, illuminating another spark of light behind your eyes, center forehead. This glow illuminates all through you, out through your crown and around you, below you. And it expands. It's as though you're just floating in this light. Lighter and freer, just floating. Just think this mantra, I as you inhale, am as you exhale. We allow this light energy now, as we breathe, to come back closer as our pores open, to allow this light energy in to our cells and our systems, into our hearts. And this light energy continues to illuminate in our hearts, to all experiences we have ever existed in, to all experiences we exist in this moment. A little deeper of a breath as this light energy goes out before us, creating a pathway of divine possibilities and divine opportunities to express in as a spiritual and a human being. Once again, I as you inhale, am as you exhale. We share this light with those we love. We share this light with the air of Mother Earth, her waters, her earth, her people. May this light bless, heal, and continue to shine. Come into your breath a little bit deeper, breathing from the soles of the feet right up around your shoulders, down through your arms and hands, allowing the lines of your fingerprints to become more clear. You can even tap your first finger and thumb if you like, or just pressure a little bit, just helping your senses adjust back. And one more breath from the soles of the feet up through the crown and out and around you, back to where your journey began. And just take a moment to be aware of your breath and how you feel in this moment. A little slower maybe. That lower belly a little more relaxed. Your shoulders a little lighter. Your thoughts. just to carry that awareness with you. Because it's that energy, your more natural state. That sense of spirit and self as one. Thank you.
One light,
One light,
one consciousness,
one consciousness,
one love,
one love,
one heart,
one heart,
one world,
one world,
one universe.
one universe.
Of
all this we're a part of. Expressions of one God. The thoughts we think, the things we do, the words we speak out loud, they manifest in different ways the world we bring about. The truth we learn, the truth we teach, it calls us by our name. The student and the teacher, they are one and the same. One light, one light,
One consciousness,
one consciousness,
one love,
one love,
one heart,
one heart,
one world,
one world,
one universe.
one universe. Of all this we're a part of. Expressions of one God. What we teach is what we learn. That's how we live our lives. And the lessons taught and learned will bring an end to strife. When we see we're really one, we see with our heart, and we know with certainty that we are not apart from.
One light,
One light,
one consciousness,
one consciousness,
one love,
one love,
one heart,
one heart,
one world,
one world,
one universe.
one universe. Of all this
We're a part of expressions of one God. Expressions of one God. Thank you.
I just got a little reminder from Sheila to let you know that she and Lolita will be available in the chapel for prayer after the service for anybody who wants confidential one-on-one prayer. And also the prayer box is back out into the Welcome Center. And you can fill out a prayer request. And the prayer ministry and the chaplains will pray on those also. So thank you. So now it's time for our offertory. It's the time for us to share our gifts in support of our sanctuary. So our ushers this morning are Bonnie and Tammy. So hopefully it's up there to say our affirmation of divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we say, thank you, God.
I believe it's time for our song, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sing I Always...
Offertory song?
I'm sorry. Pardon me?
Yes, offertory song. Yes, please.
This is a Karen Taylor good song. I always know what I need to know. I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. And every time I forget that so, the universe will show it. There seems to be a plan that works, and there's no way I can blow it. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. How does the mighty oak tree face the changes autumn brings? He doesn't worry if he'll grow new leaves when it is spring. Let me be that trusting. Let me let go and know the buds are on their way, though I'm naked in the snow. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. Yeah.
And every time I forget that so, the universe will show it. There seems to be a plan that works, and there's no way I can blow it. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. How does a tiny robin feel when she finally leaves the nest? She takes a giant leap of faith and lets nature do the rest. Let me be that faithful. Let me dare to fly. Though my wings are frail, I will not fail. There's a simple reason why. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. And every time I forget that so, the universe will show it. There seems to be a plan that works, and there's no way I can blow it. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it.
There's a power in the universe greater than just me, and it works a million miracles when I let it be.
And I always know what I need to know when I need to know it.
Yeah.
And every time I forget that so, the universe will show it. There seems to be a plan that works, and there's no way I can blow it.
'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. 'Cause I always know what I need to know
when I need to know it.
Aren't they just wonderful?
Thank you.
So it's time for our offertory blessing. Thank you, God, for the blessing of these generous gifts today. We anoint this offering with your presence and power, committing it to your purpose in our ministry and in the world, to bring the blessing of your grace and good to one and all. And we say, thank you, God, and so it is. And just a quick reminder, after refreshments, the chapel, to continue listening to Beth. So now it's time for our peace song. So please stand and hold hands. And as you're holding each other's hand, please feel the energy, the love, and the peace that is connecting you all. We seem to be a little dysfunctional out there. Come on. Okay. Ready? We're ready.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God
enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all